Hey there, everybody. So I'm going to post a link to this talk. This is the Truth Tour. I'm going to play a few segments for you here. We're at about I want to get to the 1 minute 13. Well, we're at 112. I'm going to start it here at 112.
About this concept. I was involved in a traffic court case in 1995 in Fremont County, Wyoming. And at the time, it was the district courts. At the time, I did not know fully about the word game of district. Dis means demon god, for trickery, for tricked us. So district actually stands for demon god trickery. I learned that from Judge Clarence Brimmer at a later date. But I got a state judge to come off the bench and take off his robe because went into the middle of the courtroom, and heck, I just took up the flag and held up the Title IV flag. And this is when the United States government was coming out of its third and final bankruptcy. So this was 1995. So the federal government and state governments were hiding behind Title 28, 1605 through 1642, which is what they call the Foreign Sovereign Immunity Act. Does not apply to the federal government anymore because the federal government does not exist. It ended in.
All right, so that's a mouthful there. So he's telling us that the district court is demon god trickery, that a judge told him that. So I have ported on this before. I think demon god worship for the definition of district court. So, all right. Now I'm gonna swing forward here and get to 510. Get to 510. I should have stopped. I was at 509. All right, if I get close, that's where I'll stop. All right, we're at 512. I don't want to cut off a word or two. There we go, 510. Now, he's going to talk about the wings. Wings up, wings down, wings out. And we have heard different. And so we heard different from David. Now, David also spoke of the phoenix. So possibly there are different birds. Possibly the symbolism on the flags is deeper than what I had knowledge of. So at any rate, Russell, tell us more.
And I do something a little different than what you've seen here before, and I'll explain why that is. I've got a ball on top of my flag standard. That means that I'm recruiting contract, but recruiting's not the correct word. It's recruiting contract. When you have on the other flag standards, when you have the eagles, when you have the wings down as a hieroglyphic, it is for postal. This is a correct form for military because the military does not work for the military or the government. They work for the post office. So that is a correct protocol. If you're a military employee working for the military post office, you do have the eagle on your flag standard and the wings are down. Some of you on your flag standard see the wings up. The wings up is a Vatican banking maneuver, right? And so that is through different channels. Depending on where you're at as a sovereign, you must know these things. So the reason why I pulled out the flag, or the volition by pulling out the flag, the correct flag, is a sovereign sets its venue. That is very important in your now space. Setting your venue is the number one thing. So if FEMA rolls into your space, you got them, right? So let me explain some stories about my entanglements with FEMA because I've whipped them so bad in the federal courts, and I've whipped them while they were doing actual takeovers of towns.
All right, so he gets into some pretty good talk there, but that gives that's Russell telling you about the position of the wings. You got to comprehend the jurisdiction. You got to comprehend the jurisdiction. So, all right, moving forward here, we're going to go to 23 minutes. Go to 23 minutes. 23:15. Getting there. Almost there. All right, now what we're going to hear here is someone asked a question about David Lester Straight, and he's going to tell us that David Lester Straight, CIA, that he was last couple years. Now this talk is 3 years old, at least 3 years old. This video is 3 years old. I'm not sure how old this talk is. This video is 3 years old. This talk could be older. I'm not sure. But at any rate, he's going to tell us that David Lester Straight was working on child trafficking, and that he was reporting to Melania, and that Melania is a triple agent. Here we go. Tell us, Russell.
That. All right. And he knows what's up.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
David Lester Straight. I just asked, what do we think of David Lester Straight with what he's doing? And
agents are agents. You know, he was working on the child trafficking in the last couple of years, and he's turning it into Melania. Melania is a triple agent working for a lot of different things.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
Yep. Courts are closed. It's martial law. It's a trap. Yes.
Do you know?
All right. So courts are closed. That's a trap. All right. Last thing I want to get to. I did some searching with regards to the flag. I think one of the things that I read to you is that there was no something about no law pertaining to what this is going to say here. Apparently there is law pertaining to what we were told there is no law pertaining to. So, all right, carry on here, Russell.
Hey, great question. So I can only tell you of what I've experienced in California. Okay. So I walked into the governor's office in 2014, and the governor flies a spire on top of his flag standard. Yeah, which suspends contract, right? So they're at war. So from there, because I was cognizant of the protocols, I walked immediately down to the headquarters of the National Guard up in Sacramento, right? Because Sacramento's in charge of the war machine, right? Yeah. So what I did is they were flying a busted up flag, which was tattered. The reason why I didn't sign the flag back here is because it comes under flag desecration, a violation of Title 36, subsection 176, subsection G. So you can't deface the flag. That's why I didn't autograph it. Great tender, I just can't do it because of my position. But the National Guard, the flag was tattered. So I ordered them to take down the flag and put up the correct one and bring the flag duty officer out front and center. And we had a conversation about the protocols of the courtroom, because the courts are closed during time of martial law. It's a harvest area. Don't go to courts. They're closed. But during times of war, who negotiates contract? The State Department, the War Department. Well, the state of California has a War Department too, right? So there's where your starting point would be as a sovereign to articulate your contract for your now space. Flag mechanics, and because bearer of the flag sets the venue. Without the venue, you have no place to be. So that's the first mechanic of a good sovereign. And that's why I did what I did here with the flags, because I'm showing you that we're setting the venue of the Title IV, Section 1, 2, and 3 flag, right? Which is copyrighted by me on August 12, 1999. And I walked it into the U.S. Pentagon, and they signed a lease to use the flag, right? So they know what's up. But they told me at the Joint Chiefs of Staff, they said, you're the only citizen to ever care to walk in the door. So we'll contract with you. Yeah, we don't exist. This is fake. So they know. So to answer your question, you'd want to start with the State Department of your territory, because they're the ones in charge of the protocol etiquette for we the people, because they're negotiating contract.
All right. So there we go. There we go. This video is going to be we're getting close to 10 minutes. I think that'll upload nicely to YouTube and Rumble. And so there you go, folks. A little more information for you.